Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's a rainy day. It's a little cool. I've got my hoodie on, but I wasn't gonna make a video today. We've been working on the combine in the shop, just preventive maintenance and stuff like that. But up until about 15 years ago, if you watch my video, about everything happens up here in this area, the yard, the driveway, the shop. That's where I shoot most of my stuff, because that's kind of the headquarters of the farm. But this all used to be pasture. Let me back up a little bit. Back here, this all used to be pasture back here. The shop was built, but let's see where things went on back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s around here. This structure right here was built, I think, in 1952. This is where everything went on when my grandfather was in his prime. It's got a lot of junk in it. We helped to clean the junk up, but as you can see, there's a church ramp coming up to it. The lights don't work in here no more. It's got a wooden floor. I don't know if you can see it. But here's what this was used for. See that hole in the floor? See all that old grain? I'll get around that here in a second. This is what you call a grain barn. Like I said, it's junked up now. But back in this day, wasn't all this junk in here. And he would pull his trucks and his wagons in here, and he'd dump through that hole that I done covered back up into the basement. That's how he stored his grain. He also just had piles of grain over here in one corner, over here, and that's when everybody else was growing cotton. He was growing buckwheat, oats, Fertilizer, and you can barely see this. This is a seed cleaner. There we go, I turned my flash on. This is an old seed cleaner. He used to clean a lot of seed with. He was also a fertilizer dealer. So we got these doors where you can back your truck up. Let's walk over there. Before all this junk was here. There's even the plate where he rode dolly. He'd slide that up on the back of a truck. And he'd load fertilizer, he'd sell seed. My understanding, this overhang was built later. But let's get on down, and I'll show you some other cool things about this. And that is the old hand truck that he used for years. That's something that's not for sale. It's got some kind of writing right there. Fig 200 number 2. Or it might be Big big 200. I don't know if 200 pounds or what. I got something else cool to show you. This is an old grain scale. It works. It's in good shape. I'd get on it and show you how well it works, but might be a little embarrassed about the outcome on it. And then this here, I'm gonna say come off of Massey Ferguson. But that's an old reel right there, and it looks like it's in dang good shape. Any collectors out there, contact me. There's a better view of it. I'm gonna say it's about 12 foot wide. It may be 15. But that's some old seed. It's different kinds. And I imagine back in the day, that's well, a lot of this looked. I remember when it was legal before Roundup Ready, when you could have your soybeans cleaned. And I was a kid and we would stack them in here. Whoa. And here's another door. Overlooks my pond. Yes, this was my grandfather's place, and I live here now. But anyways, there's 4 of these doors along this back side. It's built into a hill. It does have a basement underneath it. But I don't know what these doors was used for. He never stored any hay or anything up here, which it wouldn't make sense to bring it out this way. I guess it was just for ventilation, but it's awful sketchy to me. My winter project is to get all this mess right here cleaned up, get to using it again. I done got my seed tender over there. And if anybody's interested in buying it, shoot me an email. I'll put it in email down in the description. I'm 43 years old, and there was an old Wire International wire baler with an engine on it, no PTO, sit there in that spot till last year. The engine was stuck. Found a guy that wanted it and had a PTO version of a wire baler in the basement down here, and a guy wanted it, and both of them, and we sold them to him. Here's no tricycle front end International. I'm gonna say that's off of a 656 to 656 we got now. There was another barn that sat here adjacent to what we call the grain barn. It's a granary, and it was just a regular old barn with stalls and a hay loft. It got in bad shape, starting to fall in. Had a guy that come wanting to tear it down for the lumber, and he was supposed to clean up his mess. Well, he got what he wanted and left us with the mess. We burnt the rest early this spring, this winter. We're gonna get in here with get somebody either with a track hoe or something and bury it all, and go back with another building here of some type, some kind of shed. This is what we used to call the combine shed. This, like I said, this overhang was built later on, but when I was a kid, my grandfather ran 750 Massey Ferguson. My first memories was he run a 750 and my daddy run a 410, and they kept the 750 up here underneath this, and later on they got another 750. They was running 2 750s, but you can see the belts that's hanging there. Don't know what they go to exactly, but they're all probably Massey Ferguson belts. But before we built the big red metal building, we kept 1660 down here, and so now it keeps the hay mower, and looks like we're keeping the hay rake there this year. And on the other side here was the old shop. So we've got upstairs, we got the grain storage, grain cleaning, fertilizer sales. Down here we got the shop. That's where that other square baler I was talking about sat. And over the years it's got junked up, but there never was a door on it. Used to be a Lincoln welder sit right there in the rain. And a compressor at one time sat there. But there used to be a whole metal workbench. It's sitting in their new shop now. Over here is another shed. Got the tedder in here. Another piece of old equipment that I think has some family history. This is an old International manure spreader. I've never seen it work. Never knew it existed till about 3 years ago. A guy called my daddy and he said, I have your daddy's old manure spreader. He said, I want to give it back to you. And daddy said, I forgot he had one. He said, yeah. He said, how'd you end up with it? He said, well, my granddaddy had loaned it to another guy and it sat over there, and he loaned it to this gentleman, and he had it for several years, so it's finally made its way back home. Don't know what we're going to do with it, but it's here. Okay, y'all remember them holes in the floor? You see that right there? That's a chute. Somehow or another, I guess you could direct it on either side of the wall here. But you dump your grain and it go over to either side over here in these bins. This is long before grain bins, what we know as grain bins now. And I guess that would hold several thousand bushel, but I don't know if they augered it out or if they scooped it or what the deal was. But it had a, what you call a barn door. And then we're gonna get down to this shed down here. Like I said, a 750 Massey Ferguson was kept in here until, about 3 years ago. And see how it's kind of dug down a little deeper? Well, when he built this, it's starting to rain again. When he built this, he had ordered a brand new combine. He bought one of the very first John Deere 55 combines. So when he designed this barn, he designed a place to put it. Well, this is where I keep the grain cart now. So it's a lot of little history on this. That pond there, it's a spring-fed pond, but he had it dug. I don't know if one time if cattle had run through there or what the deal is, but we used to fill our sprayer up there with a pump and got where we was getting too much silt and other things in it, so we just quit filling up out there. But things have changed over almost 70 years. See, 1952, he had a 1951 Super M he bought new. He done a lot of custom square baling. Even though back then this was known as cotton country, he grew a little bit of cotton, but he mostly done the grains. And one more thing I want to point out. You see them beams? Those would probably fetch some money right there to somebody. But they're not going nowhere. what my intentions are is to clean all this out and be able to store some stuff like rakes and hay mowers, stuff like that down here again. May not mess with this backside, maybe fix some tin, but I'd like to cover the outside with red tin. So I'd like to get this cleaned out, relocate the, well, I don't care if they're relocated or died, but the varmints living in here. We've talked about having family get-togethers and stuff out here, fish fries, cookouts, but it's a shame with the shape it's in now. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's not combines and tractors and stuff like that, but what else you gonna do on a rainy day? But yeah, this was state of the art, 1952. So leave me a comment, hit the like button or dislike button, whatever floats your boat. And I'm gonna put my Instagram and my TikTok up. I'll put my Facebook link down in the descriptions, and my Gmail. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching and God bless you.